I feel like a lot of media today focuses too heavily on the harsh, brutal, and sudden forms of death. The kind where everything is gone in just an instant. Death, however, has many different forms. Sometimes it's a slow, gradual process, full of time to reflect and understand what exactly is happening. And I think Spiritfarer is a game that beautifully illustrates this slow, gradual process, with all of the problems that come with it, in a really unique way. You play as Stella, a young girl who is given the role of the Spiritfarer. Your job is simply to guide and care for the spirits of people that Stella once knew in her life, until they are ready to pass on. To do so, you travel the spirit world on your ship, exploring islands and cities, gathering resources and money, all for the sole purpose of completing the final requests of your passengers. It's actually quite a relaxing experience for the most part. There's no time limit or pressing goals. You can really go about things how you'd like. And massive credit has to be given to the score for really instilling that unrestrained seaborne vibe. As you make progress through the spirit's requests, they gradually ask for things that require you to explore further into new islands, or to upgrade your abilities to explore more of the ones you have already visited, or they might ask you to upgrade a building, or to create a new one altogether. And as you slowly add these additions to your boat, you get to witness the slow but steady growth of your ship, as it gets bigger and bigger until you have an entire town precariously stacked on your vessel. And at that point, it becomes this shining testament to your progress. However, if I was to cite one complaint about Spiritfarer, it's that I wish more time was dedicated to what I consider the meat and potatoes of the game, which was completing the spirits' requests themselves. Which each one completed, I got to learn more about the past and accomplishments of each spirit, till I felt like I really understood the life that they had led. Most of them didn't live crazy lives with tons of twists and turns. More so, the focus is on what their passions and goals were, and how it defined the life they lived. It's incredibly rewarding to go from basically strangers to close friends with almost every spirit. However, once you reach that point, it's probably about time for them to leave. And honestly, I think the ceremonies for each spirit leaving are the best parts of the entire game. As you row them towards the Everdoor to their final resting place, each spirit imparts the unique wisdom that they obtained for themselves through the life that they lived. None of the advice is presented as the right or correct answer, but more as a different opinion on the concepts of life and death. Some from the perspective of living to be old and frail, some who passed in the middle of their journey, and one whose journey barely even started. Every perspective in my eyes, though, is equally valuable. However, it doesn't last very long. Soon you reach the Everdoor, and after one last hug, the final ceremony begins. Once the ceremony is complete, the camera pans towards the sky, where the spirit becomes immortalized among the stars. Every time I returned from the Everdoor, there was always this empty hole on the boat for a while where that spirit used to be, and an empty house where they used to live. All that's left is a reminder in the night sky. And after a while, there's almost nobody left, and the ship becomes a ghost ship filled with empty houses and workstations that don't have any use anymore. And that's when it's time for the final journey. So, Stella rows herself out to the Eridor. Stella's final ceremony feels somewhat muted in comparison to the spirit ceremonies, having no dialogue or any final wisdom. Just one last hug, and with her job done, she goes to join her friends as a constellation in the sky.